All right, guys, I got some Hydra stuff running in the background. We're going to talk about the upcoming fusion. I'm going to try to keep it short, sweet, and to the point, and hope that Titus does not get eaten after Mad Hatter. We'll check back in that after we finish talking about this upcoming fusion. Now, you guys I know are more than capable of reading, and if you don't want me in your screenshot, I'll move out of your way. There you go. But if you want to hear what I have to say about this champion, stay tuned. So the official announcement that we got in the Discord channel, this is going to be a classic fusion. So you're going to have the rare champions or the epic champions fusing into the other champion to make the legendary champion. So it's going to be a bit more demanding. This is going to be a dwarf legendary HP based champion, Spirit Affinity. He's an arena focused champion. This is going to start September 22nd, which is next Monday. Now, the other information that Plarium gives is a little bit weird sometimes. I don't think it's always that accurate. So let's take a look at it for ourselves. And I want to hear from you guys down below. What do you think about this champion? There will be some test videos as soon as I am testing him and have access to it. I will share that with you guys. But his A1 ability, Your Bard, attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a books up to 100% chance of removing one random buff from the target. Each hit will ignore 20% of the target's defense. Now, he does have stuff in his kit that incentivizes building him with accuracy. A lot of nukers who have debuffs and accuracy things in their kit, you typically just don't build them with accuracy, or you do a little bit of a hybrid build, but it really depends on what his multipliers are going to be to determine how you're actually going to build this champion. But his A1 ability, built-in 20% defense ignore, could be really good, and a triple hitter at that is also very nice to see, and that's going to bypass Galathir's passive because you'll have that triple hitter. Will kind of bypass it, kind of get around it. Could deal with Nice if you had him in like a Death Dealer, if you had this dude in Death Dealer because he has weak affinity to Nice. But either way, let's go to his A2 ability. It's a 4-turn cooldown, books down to a 3-turn. It's going to be an AoE attack. Before attacking, places increased accuracy, which is great. Then places a decreased defense. It's AoE increased accuracy, by the way. And it places an AoE decreased defense and block buffs for 2 turns. Books up to 100% chance as well. This is basically Ugo's kit. We've been seeing this, I feel like, quite a bit recently, but this is a very good ability. The increased accuracy on your whole team is very good as well. If it hits hard, that's amazing. 3-turn cooldown, even better. Then his A3 ability, attacks one enemy before attacking, removes all debuffs from this champion, and places a 15% shatter buff and 30% increased crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. Now, shatter increases the effectiveness of defense ignore, I believe is what it is. I'm not certain if it just makes you ignore defense. I may need to get some clarification. Initially, I thought it did, but the way it's worded, it kind of seems like it's just boosting defense ignore stuff. Let's see if we can find shatter on Hell Hades' website. Shatter, let's go actually check out like right over here. Let's see. Shatter buff raid. So there we go. Titus is still not being eaten. We're at 302 million damage so far, looking pretty decent. Let's see, shatter. Here we go, shatter, and boom. Increases a champion's ignore defense effects by 7.5 or 15%. I'm not for sure how that actually works. You guys can clarify. I assumed it gives you 15% defense ignore, but kind of words it a little bit differently. Either way, this is going to be good no matter what, because he does have ignore defense anyways in the kit. But you will get the 15% shatter buff and 30% increased crit damage on all allies for 2 turns. Also, ignores unkillable, stone skin, block damage, which is massive. If the target is not under any unkillable stone skin or block damage, this attack instead deals 100% more damage and grants an extra turn if it kills an enemy. Now, I do wish this ability did a double hit, so then you could deal with champions like Siegfried. You could have that first hit kill him, and the second hit ignore block damage. That would be crazy. But if you had things like Lightning Cage, it may help deal with some champions, that second hit, but probably not really, to be honest. The single hit does make it a little bit less effective, but still a very good thing to have. Nice switches his forms. Siegfried has block damage. You can have this go right through it. Still, Spirit Affinity, though, which is a big drawback. Though Niame teams, he could be a good answer for those. Then his passive, at the start of this champion's turn, removes any fear, true fear, provoke, stun, freeze, sleep, and petrification from this champion, increases this champion's damage inflicted against targets with no buffs on them by 20%. So this is going to be a case of your typical nuker situation where if they have good multipliers and good base stats, he's going to be a good nuker. I believe Ishiyama was an HP-based nuker in Spirit Affinity as well, which Spirit Affinity is, I'm not a huge fan of it just because a lot of the strong nukers are going to be Magic Affinity, though there are plenty of Force Affinity champions. He could be good against like the enemy Theodosia teams where they have Unkillable. He's going to be most likely very good in Hydra. He doesn't bring anything right off the bat super impactful for Chimera. The HP portion of his damage scaling is really cool. So I think for a PvP focused account, he's going to be an amazing champion. If you don't have great options for Hydra, decreased defense and block buffs, he could be a great option there. But it really comes down to what are his multipliers. That's what we're going to have to focus on. If his multipliers are good, he could be great. If his multipliers are bad, well, he's just going to be the next decent buff and debuff champion with no real usage anywhere. So either way, Shatter, I do need to get that answered, how that actually works, and I'll try to answer that as soon as possible. But either way, best of luck, guys. If you end up going for this, it's the Fusion coming up. It's going to be fairly demanding. We're still going to have the turtle stuff going alongside this, so keep that in mind. If you still want the turtles over this guy, you're going to have to juggle your resources carefully, and I'll try to keep up with you guys the best I can on what's going on. But let me know what you think about him. Do you think he's worth going for right off the bat? Are you going to push him? Yes, no. Are we going to get Titus Eaton after this? Honestly, this is the thing I'm looking for the most. Looking forward to seeing the most is, does Titus get the mark after Odin? I'm going to say yes, because it always happens like that. But boy, am I hoping for no. Because after this, I got a gear cleanse. But if you're interested in having a takeover, click the link down below. We can get it taken care of. Did that block damage just stop him from getting eaten? I don't think so. He should have gotten eaten though, right? I guess, okay, this head's about to eat him. Please do not put it on Titus. I thought a head took a turn, but I guess it didn't. We'll see in just a moment what actually happens though. And then we'll see what Titus is hitting for as well. There we go. Boom. Big hit. Okay. Titus about to have his A2 ability start to pop off. Of course, have his A3 turned off. If you have these champions, it's fairly simple. There we go. Please not Titus. Not on Titus. We're looking good, guys. All right. Now, what kind of damage is Titus doing at this point? Should be hitting for like 30 million plus, 12 million on a regular head. Decapitated head is really what we want to target. This is a full auto team though, so I'm not clicking on anything. If we can survive with no buffs being stripped, we'll be in a really good spot. I want to see what he does on a head that is decapitated currently. Of course, we have Mad Hatter here. He's going to target this stupid head though, because whenever he has his abilities, whenever he can provoke, he targets this one. I will click once though, just because I want to see what he does over here. I don't want him to target that head. There's no reason for that, buddy. But he will do that. On full auto, he will target the head of decay because he can provoke it, which is not bad. But when you have a decapitated head, you kind of want to get rid of that, possibly. I just want to see what damage he does here. 30 million plus. There we go. 30 million. It's a relatively not great built Titus just yet. Once we get a higher blessing, it's going to be better for him. Either way, guys, if you want to take over, click it down below. Let me know what you think about the Fusion. Are you going for it? Are you skipping it? Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Screenshot that. Share it around. I'll catch you all in the next one.